Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the channel. This is Red Prep and we're building up to the historic fixture. Manchester United visiting Anfield against Liverpool, table topping Liverpool. United are in complete disarray and Liverpool are ruling a roost at the top, at the very summit of the Premier League. Manchester United having been dumped out of the Champions League, bottom of the table, the worst ever performance by a Premier League side in the Champions League group stage are smarting. They were completely embarrassed against Bournemouth at home before that fixture and gave an insipid performance against Bayern Munich, who were playing in second gear. It was a training exercise for Bayern Munich, and United didn't even muster any kind of fight. And against Liverpool, against this opponent, they've lost 7-0. The most embarrassing defeat I've seen as a fan of Manchester United. There was no fight even on that match, and the likes of Martinez, Casemiro, Varane were playing. United were coming at the back of the triumph in the Carabao Cup, but Liverpool had the fire under the belly and completely wrecked United that day. And unfortunately, it wouldn't surprise me that the same result and performance is repeated on Sunday, if not worse. Eric Ten Hag has garnered already a litany of records during his managerial campaign as Manchester United head honcho. On Sunday, Liverpool might very well drive the final nail in the coffin for Eric Ten Hag. Liverpool are absolutely flying. They have lost only one match in this Premier League campaign and are unbeaten at home. They have scored 36 goals. That is double the amount United have. And I'm sure they will spare nothing against Manchester United and would definitely want a sequel to the horrific evening at Anfield last season. Coming to historical head-to-head count, United are still leading 69 to 60, 69 to 61 losses, 58 draws for both the teams. But at Anfield, Liverpool have been imperious. They have 43 victories, United 25. United last victory at Anfield came with a via Wayne Rooney volley from the corner. It was in 2016, and over the recent history, the aggregate has been nearly 36 goals for Liverpool to only 2 goals for Manchester United. And United haven't scored at Anfield since 2018. There was a strike from Jesse Lingard. Obviously, the last fixture at Anfield was the greatest ever loss for Manchester United, 7-0 against Liverpool. And honestly, that was the eye wash that every Manchester United fan needed after the stupor of the first few months under Eric Ten Hag. And to be honest, since then we haven't recovered. It has been all downhill since that day at Anfield. And it very well might be poetic to come full circle and Eric Ten Hag to get his final goodbyes at the same venue against the same hostile crowd. Obviously, we know how Liverpool play. They are masters of the gegenpressing. They're all intensity, high pressing, counter-attacking side. They like to play fast with long balls and find their wingers like Mo Salah and Luis Diaz who are rapid. Also, the likes of Darwin Nunez, who may not be polished in terms of finishing, but still gives a huge outlet for them. And his impact could be seen from the victory against Newcastle when he came on in the last few minutes with 10 men, and Liverpool were able to come out of that with a victory. Obviously, their main creative powers come from the fullbacks. Robertson has been injured for major part of the season, but Simicas has come in and substituted for him admirably. Trent Alexander-Arnold has been in imperious form. He's been impeccable, scoring against City, also scoring the winner against Fulham at Anfield. Even though some of the victories recently, like the one at home against Fulham and even the Crystal Palace victory, were a little sketchy. They weren't in the match for a large periods of time, and Fulham and both Crystal Palace were leading near the end of the match. Liverpool did find that extra inch of effort that every great sides do, and that's why they are topping the chart in the Premier League, and that's why this year they are in a hotly contested three-way title race. Looking at the danger man, of course, Mo Salah has been chief tormentor against Manchester United. He scored hat tricks, doubles, he scored late goals. He's taken off shirt far too many times, especially as a Muslim. That was embarrassing. Apart from him, they've got loads of threats, like so Nunez and Luis Diaz have scored against Manchester United. Even the likes of Kakpo scored against United in the 7-win loss. In midfield, they have many reinforcements like Kevin Birch, Wataru Endo, McAllister, who might not be fit for this match, but they are definitely stacked in terms of the options in the forward areas as well as midfield. In defense, obviously, Alisson has been the best goalkeeper in the world for 18 months to 2 years, definitely. Van Dijk has come back in form, even though I feel like he is on a slide, downward spiral in terms of his age, but he's certainly given them a solid foundation this year. Obviously, with their fullbacks like Arnold and Simikas, who are full throttle attacking fullbacks. The centre back pairing is foundational to the defense. And the likes of Konate and Matip has done well. Even the youngster Kwanzaa has come in and looked decent. Obviously, they will be confident in shutting out United like they have done for the last few years, especially at Anfield, and be on the front foot throughout the 90 minutes. Let's move to the tactical board and break down the expected lineup and the structures of both the teams. For Manchester United, I like to see 4-2-3-1 with actual double pivot, with Amrabat and Menu sitting together. I think they can complement each other. Amrabat with his screening ability and Menu with his long levers, quick turns, his ability to resist press and break through press. I think that can help us on, especially on the counter attacks. I think maybe we should play in the number 10 position. Since Marshall and Rashford are doubtful for the match, obviously Højlund will play. And I like to see Højlund run into spaces between the fullback and the centre backs, which due to Arnold inverting, there's a lot of space in these wide places. So I like to see Højlund actually running in behind the back line, not just playing WWE with the centre backs. Obviously, on the left flank, Nacho will play. On the right flank, I like to see Palestri and have that kind of natural width, because the fullback, even Simikas, he bombs forward and he doesn't invert. Then, if we have Palestri, somebody who can go on the outside, there'll be a threat, and Simikas might have doubt when he's rushing forward with the threat of Palestri behind. I think it's important that United attack Liverpool when they get the opportunity. They're very bad at keeping the ball. So in case they are able to keep the ball for like in spells where they have the ball, they have to attack with pace. Give something for the Liverpool centre backs to worry about, especially the likes of Van Dijk, who aren't blessed with a lot of pace, especially when he's in the latter stage of his career. Obviously, Evans and Varane are the two fit centre back. We don't know what's the issue with Lindelof. He was ill, but I still like to see Evans play alongside Varane. Obviously, Shaw is not there, so Dalot and Van Bissaka should play at fullback. Dalot has done well on the left-hand side because he's able to play against wingers who like to cut back. The likes of Saka, he did really well against Saka. And Salah is a similar kind of player, obviously much more experienced and possesses a lot more threat, especially in terms of goal scoring. But instead of Reguilon, who is a bigger liability defensively than Dalot, I'd like to see Dalot start there. And this will be the team I'd like to see. They are, of course, Ten Hag being obstinate. We might see McTominay retain his position and one of Amrabat or Menu drop out. If United have any hope of securing any kind of points out of this match, I think we have to drop McTominay, especially against a team that is all about pressing and is really aggressive with their press. McTominay is especially found out in such occasions. So I like to see this team given a chance, and these players, especially the youngsters, given that vote of confidence against a hostile crowd and a cold run. For Liverpool, they usually start with 4-2-3-1 with the two fullbacks, Arnold and Tsimikas, playing a different kind of role. Salah and Diaz always stretch the fullbacks and play quite wide. Nunes always on the defensive line, trying to go beyond the centre backs. Szoboszlai has done well in his short spell, and he's especially good at making these runs into these areas between the centre back and the fullback, especially against Manchester City. He was really successful with that. Salah has changed his game slightly this year, and he's more of a creator. He's got like 12 goals and 8 assists. It's been a transmogrification of Salah, slightly more of an evolution into a more creative player. He keeps hugging the touchline and giving a lot of space for Szoboszlai to run into these spaces. Obviously, Arnold likes to invert, and with McAllister, Endo has started in this position. Gravenberch also, just like Szoboszlai, likes to move forward and join the attack. The fullback on the left side, Simikas, will join the attack and overlap Diaz a lot of times. And Liverpool like to have this kind of box structure while they're attacking in the back line. Arnold is the most creative player, and to provide a double pivot and kind of a stability if the opposition is counter-attacking against Liverpool. For Manchester United, Højlund can make these runs and plant a seed of doubt in the centre backs, and the likes of Garnacho can exploit these spaces which Arnold often vacate. Then United have a chance with the legs of Maybury joining the attack. There is opportunities for United to exploit, but obviously United will have to be clinical in possession, especially in these forward areas, with the likes of Pelistri uh, giving early balls to Højlund to latch onto, and also the likes of Maybury and Menu arriving late into the box. United have to catch Liverpool on the counter attack if they have any hope of scoring against Liverpool, which they haven't done in the last 4 years. So it'll be interesting because Liverpool have a lot of options on the back with the likes of Gakpo and Elliott always in the ranks. So United have to be patient in defense, play with a mid to low block because they can't go and press Liverpool, especially at Anfield, because they'll be like lambs to slaughter, especially with the youngsters when they haven't have the opportunity to effectuate that kind of press often. So they'll have to play with a low mid block and try to exploit these counter-attack opportunities and catch Liverpool on the break. Manchester United are expected to be without the services of Bruno Fernandes, Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, Marcus Rashford, and even Anthony Martial. They all have contributed over the years for shambolic performances against the likes of Liverpool. Although Marcus Rashford has tormented Alexander Arnold a few times, but this season he has been complete shadow, and if he misses out, then he misses out. I think it's an opportunity to try some youngsters and blood in the likes of Maybury and Garnacho, who have shown a bit of fight, even though they're still lacking in terms of quality and the kind of composure required to play in cauldrons like Anfield. But I guess if they have to learn, they have to learn the hard way, and this would be a great opportunity to see the likes of Maybury, Maino, Garnacho and Pelistri, and give them a chance to prove the mettle against the best in the worst of situations. One thing is for sure that Erik Ten Hag is walking a tightrope. Even when we are on a good run of form, and we had our first choice lineup against Liverpool Anfield, we were thoroughly embarrassed. So I don't have much hope as to what Manchester United can muster on Sunday. The most disappointing and heartbreaking part of Ten Hag's tenure has been the lack of progression, lack of any perceptible change, lack of fight, lack of playing for the badge. Looking back, even under the Fergie years, we never played well against Liverpool at Anfield, but we had fighters like Darren Fletcher, John O'Shea, obviously Wayne Rooney, who were plucky and were able to just dig in, even for a 1-0 result. In all probability, this could be Ten Hag's last match, and all the factors seem to point to an ominous day at Anfield on Sunday. Obviously, we'll make dua for some kind of miracle on Sunday. But inshallah, we'll be back with all the deconstruction of the game and a review of what all we see on Sunday at Anfield. Please join us for the Red Dissection episode. Until then, take care, do good. Please pray for all the oppressed people all across the globe, especially Palestine. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.